Hey guys, I'm Tom Roy, and I've been skating for over 20 years. I'm here to give you all the details that you need to know to learn tricks as fast and efficiently as possible, and of course make it fun in the process. Every trick has that one tip that you should never forget. Once you know what that is, it's in the bag. Let's get into it. What's up guys? Happy New Year. Welcome to 2023. We're out here filming our first tutorial of the year. But before we get into that, we wanted to take the time to thank you guys for all the support of our channel in 2022 since we launched in June, and to give you a quick recap. We've uploaded 19 tutorials, earned over 60,000 followers on Instagram, over 20,000 followers on TikTok, and over 8,000 new subscribers on YouTube. It may not seem like a lot, but to us it means the world. We have a lot of exciting things in store for 2023, and without further ado, let's get into our first quarter pipe tutorial. If you guys haven't already, be sure to subscribe and turn those bell notifications on to be notified as our tutorials are launching. Today we're learning how to drop in, but if this is your first time doing this, you're just beginning, be sure that you're wearing a helmet, knee pads, all the protective gear. It's gonna really save you if you fall trying this. And I'm not gonna lie, dropping in is a scary trick to try for the first time. So today I'm gonna teach you how to do it in the safest and most efficient way. As always, we're gonna start with the foot position, but this is just to show you guys where to put your feet on the board. It's better to start off on a bank, but we'll get into that next. So your back foot, you want your back foot pretty far back on the tail for dropping in. So you can barely see that grip tape. It's gonna vary a little bit with the size of shoe that you have. Your foot's a little bit bigger or smaller. But for me, I like to have it shifted a little bit more this way on the tail. And for the front foot, I try to line it up almost with my back foot. See how it's pretty lined up with this foot? You want your pressure to be pushing down on the ball of your back foot and the ball of your front foot. And this front foot, I like to put it right here just below the bolts. But I do have long legs, so you have to adjust as needed. But I'd say in this general area, maybe aim for the front bolts, maybe a little bit further back. You gotta figure out what works best for you, but I like to have it right about here and slightly angled. Before you start trying it on the bank and on the quarter pipe, it's actually best to learn it on flat ground first and get used to the motion of stomping down on your board. You wanna work your way up to it, so you wanna make sure you get comfortable with it on flat ground first, then work your way up to the bank, and then finally the quarter pipe. So once you have your foot position down, stomp, lean forward. I'm gonna get into the details of what you do when you stomp down once we get to the quarter pipe. And once you feel comfortable doing them on flat ground, then you can work your way up to the bank. You can start doing it lower on the bank and then higher up on the bank. And once you feel comfortable, take it to the quarter pipe. What you can also do is practice doing the flat ground drop in at the top of a bank and then just take it down the bank like this. Now time for the fun part. Okay, when you're starting, you want to make sure your board hugs the coping, and you want to make sure it's level. You don't want it to be too far down here. See where I still have room, I can wobble it? You don't want that. Get it hugged against the coping, nice and sturdy. And before you try any of this, the absolute safest thing you can do is to have a friend hold your hands and help you as you drop in on the bank, and especially on your first drop in on the quarter pipe. And I know it can be embarrassing to have someone holding your hands, but don't worry, it's super common. It's the best way to learn how to drop in, so don't be scared. And another thing after that, what you can do to work your way up is you can have them switch to just one hand. So they hold one hand as you're going down the bank. And then eventually you can move to no hands. You can even have someone standing right next to you with no hands and try it. It's a really popular and a really good way to learn how to drop in and get comfortable with the motion. After you have that foot position down, next comes the way that you lean when you're about to drop in. So get that foot on the board, and I highly recommend doing it all in one motion, not standing up here for too long. I like to do it all simultaneously. So step on the board, lean in and drop in. And when it comes to leaning, something really good to keep in mind is to think of the angle of the quarter pipe. You want to be standing straight out from whatever that angle is. So see how the quarter pipe is angled like this? You're not going to want to be standing this way as you're going down this angle. So you got to think, angle yourself out from the quarter pipe as you're going down. Watch this clip of me doing one in slow motion. You can see how the angle of my body matches the angle of the quarter pipe. So you gotta understand, once you step on that board and lean forward, you're committed at that point. You're going in. So you gotta be ready for it. And what I mean by committed is once you stomp down, you have to hold that lean as you're going into the quarter pipe. Don't stand up straight again immediately right after you stomp down. You can stand up straight once you get to the bottom of the quarter pipe, but if you do it too early, it's going to cause you to slip back and fall, which is what you do not want. And to do this, you need to bend your knees. So watch how my knees bend as I'm dropping in. And an easy mistake to make is to stomp down too hard or too lightly. So you got to make sure you're stomping down with the right force. It's a commitment, so you do have to put some force into it, but your body leaning forward is what will help you put the perfect amount of force down once you stomp. My wife will show you guys what happens when you stomp down too hard. And very importantly, when you're going to stomp down, do not keep your front foot flat. You actually want to start with it up on your toes. So like I said, the ball of your foot, but lift your heel up in the air. So you want to be putting all that pressure down right on the ball right here. It's going to make your balance a lot better because it's going to line up with your back toe. If you have your foot flat, it's going to throw off your balance. Your foot's not going to turn with the board as you're going down the quarter pipe. It's way better to do it this way. But after you stomp down, you can put your foot flat, right up to all four of those wheels touch the cement. Not many people touch on this, but it makes a big difference where you look as you're dropping in. So when you put your foot on your board, you want to be looking at your board at first, but the second you start to stomp down, start to look a few feet ahead of you. We do this because in any action sport, looking straight ahead versus looking straight down makes your balance a lot better. So just apply that concept. Think, as you're stomping down, just look a little bit ahead. That's all I got for drop-ins, guys. Really hope you enjoyed our first quarter pipe tutorial. Continue to follow us along for more. Be sure to comment below what obstacles you guys want to see tutorials for next, and any specific tricks you guys have in mind. Before I do so, make sure you guys stick around for the key takeaways so you can screenshot them and take them home with you. Before you click away, be sure to hang on to these key takeaways. Lean forward and remember to match the angle of the quarter pipe. Bend your knees slightly. Stand up on those front toes. Stomp down and flatten your front foot. And look down as you stomp, then a few feet ahead of you. See you in the next tutorial. You!